Hi guys, welcome here in the space. So today we're gonna experiment how your foot is so powerful communicating with your brain and how amazing is this structure and strong. So take it easy. If you need to use the blocks, please use the blocks. Grab yourself a block. So it's gonna be a gentle transitions. Move through it slowly. Experiment, be a little bit curious and playful. If anything doesn't feel right, you can always pause, try it again, go back and forth. Just have fun. So I'm going to invite you to lay down. You're going to start laying down on the mat. And then just allowing the legs to pull apart. Nice. Side. And first, start kind of observing what you feel in those feet. Maybe some tingling sensations. Maybe you kind of feel that one foot is holding, gripping, or kind of feel different than the other. Just noticing. Breathing. And starting to kind of sending that breath deeper into your belly. Think about it like an energy ball. Energy ball you're kind of accumulating here in your navel. And that energy is slowly spreading down all over down into your thighs, knees, shins, and then into your soles of the feet. Be feeling a warm, so just a gentle kind of reminder without movement to clearing those neural pathways, thinking about your big toe, your second toe, your third, fourth, and your pinky. Notice if you can feel maybe the spaces between the toes, the ball of the foot, the edges, the top, the tips of the toes, and heavy heels. Nice. And now really slowly, subtle movement with the next breath. So just kind of starting to wiggling the big toe. Give your toes a little crunch. And move your feet maybe closely together so you can start into adding some sensory stimulation on the feet. So when we start working and sending the sensory signal into even the brain starting to kind of lightening up. So rubbing the right foot on your left and maybe go between with your big toe between each individual toe. See if it's like the solving a puzzle sometimes. Yeah. And then go around the ankle and then take your left foot and rubbing the right, and then go between the toes. Kind of like you want to put a flip-flop in, but in the wrong place. Not just between the big toe and the second toe. Nice. And then sliding those feet together. And then give your toes a little crunch. So go underneath underneath, between your toes and the ball of the foot. So with your left, go into the right. And you can notice the sensation and notice any maybe numbness, maybe you don't feel something. Sometimes the pinky one, it kind of a little forgotten. So really rubbing even the little one. Now press them together and reach your arms over your head. Again, big expansion of breath, moving your fingers, spread your fingers, and then circle your wrists. Now inhale in, and we're gonna start into reaching those arms, curling the head, looking forward, nice and slow. Try not to lift those feet. Using the breath. There is a part where it's feeling really hard, reaching those arms up. And then exhale, twist. Nice. Inhale up. And then exhale, twist. Inhale, reach up. Put your hands, give them a little rub. With your hands on your toes. Give them a little tap. And then we reach. Starting to kind of slumber, lowering down. Again, with the control. Using the breath. Maybe this is the hard part, slowing it down, slowing it down, slowing it down. And now we're gonna take those legs up. When your head arriving down, legs up. And then again, rubbing the right over the left. And then go around the ankle, both ankles. Left rubbing the right. And then go all the way down into your calf, kind of like you want to give yourself a really good scrub and scratch. Yes. Okay. Again, you're gonna adding a little bit of core, so feel free to grab your legs behind the knees. We're gonna try to be a little bit playful and starting to kind of rocking forward and back without using your hands and then dropping the feet down. Circle those ankles. Nice. And then again, we're gonna rolling down. Lift those knees. Inhale. Exhale, rolling it up. Give them a little rub. Give them a little wave. One more. Rolling it down. And then exhale, reach, lift. Give them a little kick. And then we can cross the legs, come into all four. Nice. Hands, fingers spread nice and wide. And then just give yourself a little shift from side to side. Nice. Tuck your toes, extending your right leg back. And we're gonna focusing on that, again, pressing that energy back into that heel. Just to shifting the weight forward and back. Heel, nice, long spine. Visualize you're holding something. You're creating that little resistance. And we're gonna rolling now through the ankle. So big toe, rolling it on the top of the foot, on the pinky, and then rolling it back, pushing through the heel. And you don't have to apply too much pressure, just kind of give that ankle a freedom. And then rolling it back. Nice. Rolling back. Nice, beautiful. One more. And now we're gonna lift up the leg up. Circle, give it a little round, little shake. And then bending the knee, rounding the back. Inhale, extend. Rounding through the back. And then extend. Last one. Pull that knee to the chest, nice and tight. Flex the foot, making the space between your shoulders and step forward. Low lunge. Again, now if you want to grab those blocks here, grab the block. Focusing on that front foot. Now we're really close so you can see those toes. If they can spread nice and wide without you touching them, and then so you see really visible spaces in between, or maybe some toes need a little help. So go, take the hand, and then really kind of give that space a little sensation, sensory. Again, when there's no sensation, there is no movement. So, and especially we're gonna focusing on that, really pressing that big toe down now. Yeah, so the space underneath your big toe, underneath that little toe, and your heel, trying to kind of lift the arches. Nice. So we're gonna reach those arms up. And then moving that front foot, so lifting your heel, pressing the big toe down, drop the heel down, starting to peeling the toes up. And then when you want to press them down, think about lengthening them forward, and then big toe down, lift your heel. And again, nice with the breath, toes and a heel. Maybe you can peel a little bit of your ball of the foot. Pressing it down, lift that heel up. Ooh, nice. Good. One more. Pressing it down. Slowly flow those arms down. Back toe. Stay where it is and tuck. And then gently just lifting that knee up and lower. Lifting that knee up and then lower. If you want to be experimental here, really focusing on leaning on that front leg. Again, you can have that hand on the one block and then your other hand on the knee, lift up. Then see if you can releasing the bottom other arm, or maybe feeling like a superhero. And then lowering down. Whew. Tuck the back toe, lift up, high lunge. Now we're going to be curious. We're going to bending that back knee and starting to peeling the front foot up. Maybe you can come onto the heel, focusing nice and forward, pressing it down, and then reaching forward again like a superhero. Or have your hands, one hand or both hands on the blocks. And again, so balancing, and then leaning forward, nice and long, reach, hands down, shift your weight forward, warrior three. Again, hands can be on the block, circling the back ankle, both directions. Now really nice and bouncy, steady, standing leg, lifting up. Good. Lifting that left knee up, holding the knee to the chest. Circle your ankle. Nice. Again, we're going to go a little bit playful here. Releasing the hands, and then start kind of, I'm going to turn, so turning and rubbing that standing leg, kind of like a wonky tree. And again, see if you can go and give yourself a good scratch. Again, if you fell, that's okay, come back. It's nothing serious. Using your arms, see, I'm using my arms. And then give you that, like a little scratch, little rub. And you can just go on that top, but try to balancing, maintaining, standing leg. Ooh, beautiful. Hold it there. Maybe close your eyes. 3, 2, and 1. Oh my God, shake that leg. Kick it off. Hello leg, hello foot. Yes. Now, feet nicely together. And again, just to stand here, open your palms, breathe. Noticing that heart rate, maybe it's racing. And again, I want you to ground yourself and feel how is your right and the left, like all the way up into the glute. Maybe it's kind of feel different in the other. Nice. You can stay with your eyes closed. Again, we're gonna lifting those toes, press them down, lift the heels, nice and control, rolling them down. Again, on that ball, lifting the toes, and maybe you're lifting that ball of the foot, pressing it down, and then lift up. And again, when we go down with the exhale, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your inner thighs, lift up. Yeah. Pressing it down. This give me a little wobbles. Turn my head. Lift up. Hold and squeeze. Exhale slowly down. Reach your arms up. And then exhale, forward fold. Now give those toes again. Give them a little rub around. And then go behind your calves, behind your knees. Now that quiet thank you. Inhale, halfway lift. Stepping back into the plank. Again, if you want to modify here, modify here. We're going to, again, pressing that energy through the heels and then shifting the weight forward. Maybe see how far you can go on the tiptoes and then push it back. Again, how far you can kind of elevate yourself on the tiptoes and then push it back. One more. Yes. Round the back. Pressing. You're holding the rucksack. Push back. Inhale. Flow. And then release. Upward dog. And then slowly exhale down. Make a pillow from your hands. And give the legs a little tap. And then just maybe turning your head gently from side to side. Bend your knees. And then give your toes a little tap together. And then release. If you want to do a little bit of a stronger version, so hands underneath your shoulders. Again, tuck the toes under. Really engaging your whole body. Tuck your elbows together. Looking down. Superhero power. Lift up into the plank. Gorgeous. Down the facing dog. And again, little exploration here to move, shake, walk. And then maybe go with that big toe and the second toe behind your I forgot the word now. You like your heel. And then just a gentle pressing it down. And then switch. So big toe, the second toe behind the heel. And creating that space. Pressing it down. And then back. Come into your hands and knees. I'm going to turn now. So you can see me from the other side. Again, gentle sways from side to side. We're going to extending now that left leg back. Again, pushing through that heel back and forth. Again, don't be afraid to really shifting the weight forward. So the shoulders passing the fingers. And so they are like a claws. Nice. And then starting to kind of take this rolling through your ankle. Nice and soft to give that ankle freedom. Again, when our feet deserve freedom, not to be in those prison shoes. And then rolling on that big toe, on the top of the foot, on that little toe, and then rolling it back. Nice. Back into the center, lift, flex, open, crunch. Inhale. And then exhale round. Inhale. And then exhale round. Now flex the foot, creating that rounding motion in the spine. Step forward, low lunge. Now we got that left foot here. How is that left look looking? My left one is always looking a little bit better, especially the second and the third. If you need some touch, So I'm moving them so they've got visible spaces in between. And then we're going to reach those arms up. Heel and lift the toes. Lift the heel. Lift the toes. Ooh, lift the heel. And then lift the toes. And then lift the heel. Sink that pelvis. Lift the toe. Float your arms down. Now we're going to lift that knee. And then lower. Again, you can stay in this variation. If you want to start to maybe free into those arms. Or maybe that superhero flying mode. Yes, you can do this. And then lowering down. Tuck the toe. Ooh, high lunge. Now from here, shifting the weight forward and then back. So you can come onto that heel. You're going to be playful. Use your arms. Now pressing that big toe and we're shifting the weight forward. Again, you can stay with those in the blocks. Nice. Yes. So a few movements. Oh. And when you shift, I just notice my big toe went kind of inward. So trying to really thinking about to lift, reaching forward. Okay. Hands down, shift away forward, warrior three. Nice, circling the back, ankle, lifting. Nice opening chest, stabilizing the breath. This was powerful. And then with the next inhale, really helping that breath to anchor you to lift up. I'm going to turn and we're going to go and rub that standing leg up and down, and then so give yourself a good scratch here. Yeah. And maybe finding that the tree, kind of balancing and looking around, grounded. Nice. Knee in, grab that knee, circle the ankle. Yeah. Move direction. Beautiful. And that standing leg, it's hello. Ooh. So give both legs a gentle tap, appreciation, how strong and powerful you are. So come onto end of the mat. And we're going to try to lift up through those heels. Come into your tiptoes. And slowly starting to draw in those knees forward. Forward. Stay with the shoulders above your hips. Ooh. Super duper powerful. Nice. Huh. Let's see if you can go up. Stay with those heels up. So you're rising on your tiptoes. Oh. Nice. Inhale, squeeze. And then slowly. Oh, my knees saying like, wow. Okay, open your knees wide. And then slowly just arrive here down. So feet together. Oh, say kind of quiet thank you. Thank you to them. You give them a gentle press, a massage. And especially underneath that big toe. I'm gonna stretching the fascia. Good. Lovely. That was amazing. So come again with your feet together. We're gonna finish where we started with a gentle slumber. So reach your arms up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, twist. Inhale, reach. And then allowing those arms slowly press them down. Ooh. Maybe a little bit slower than you want. Good. Lift those legs up. Grab your ankles. You don't have to push anything, so just to kind of feel the contact to your soles of the feet together. Maybe a gentle, tiny gentle rock from side to side, allowing the breath to slow down. Nice. Beautiful. And now cross your legs. So right knee over the left. If you can reach your both feet, I need to lift my leg, lift my head, and interlace your fingers from the top in between each individual toe. And then try to relaxing those shoulders, relaxing your head. Gorgeous. Gorgeous practice today. Your feet are so super duper strong. Really great. It's on machine to be really, they're helping you bouncing and walking. Really resilient, actually. And now slowly, slowly, if you want to lift the head, release. And then just switch your legs, so left over the right. Now, if that's available for you to come from inside, from underneath, and so interlacing your fingers between your toes from underneath, and then lie down. Again, just a few breaths here. One more breath. Slowly release and twist your legs and give your legs a really good kicks and shakes and crunch. Now, obviously if you're home and if you got a settee maybe next to you or chair to put those legs higher, or just go and lift those legs against the wall, or you can place your block underneath, or just stay with your legs elevated. I like this. A nice gentle kind of sway, allowing that heaviness. You can notice the sensation kind of traveling down, feeling more stable, grounded. Maybe you're kind of working on some muscles you didn't know about. Ankles getting stronger, the big toe. And then really, really slow, you can lowering those legs down. So stay where you are. Again, allowing that energy to kind of spread now, that happiness and joy of the movement, the play, allowing it to sinking in. Like the blood is pumping happily. Heart rate is like singing a lovely melody. And of course, you can stay exactly where you are. If you want to close down the practice with me, just sliding your knees in, roll yourself slowly on the side, and then lift up. Cross-legged. Rub those palms together. Oh, how this. Say thank you. That quiet thank you. And put that energy into your feet. Really sending a gratitude. Thank you so much. Been holding me all my life, walking, standing, tall, balancing. I love you. So thank you so much for being here with me again, and hope to see you soon. Loads of love.